Hi, I'm Gail Damiano, high performance intuitive coach, motivational speaker, sober mom boss. I work with women who want to learn how to tune into their own intuition, to their highest mind, and find their aligned path in life and blow the doors off of their expectations. Find me at gaildamiano.com. Check out what I'm up to and send me a message, and let's get the conversation started. Also, while you're here, don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Gail here with another wonderful interview. I'm so excited to get jumping into for my Magnificent Mompreneur series. Today, we have the delightful Kristina Bright, and I'm going to just hand this over to her and ask her, Kristina, what is your favorite way to introduce yourself to other people?
Thank you, Gail. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Yes, I just love to just let everyone know I am an intuitive business coach, and I specialize in helping coaches grow their business in profit, impact, and freedom so that I want you to have not just a business that works, but a business that allows you the complete freedom lifestyle that you want. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for saying yes. I love freedom lifestyle. I think that just fits really juicy together. People don't think about, a lot of times with lifestyle, they don't think of it as a freedom lifestyle because we always have a what if and a but tied to our sentences, right? And as an intuitive, we know that this work holds us back too, just to go moving into the intuitive work. And I can't wait to talk to you about that. But so, I mean, I love to talk to other intuitive coaches, number one, to see where and how they merge intuition into their practice and why they call themselves intuitive coaches. And mine is based in clairvoyance and knowing my clients' highest truths and really speaking to that part of them when I'm coaching with them. And so, how did you discover your intuitive gifts, and share with us how they work in your business?
Yeah, so it was kind of by accident, actually. I was going through like an awakening. I know that's what it's called now, but I didn't know that at the time, of course. But
Yeah.
I just I fell into it. I found out that through a series of crazy events that I'm clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, claircognizant.
Yeah.
And I'm still
I'm all
growing those
clairs.
things. Yes, yes, I love it. I love it.
I'm all the
But
clairs.
I'm mostly clairvoyant and clairsentient.
Same.
So when I
Well,
work with
clairaudient also.
my, you're what? You're
A
what?
clairaudient. I do hear
Yeah,
a lot as
yeah.
well. So I don't know, it's a mix,
That's
but
not that part is growing, but it's
uh,
definitely not my dominant for sure. But
mhm.
and I'm a super logical person, so this was like hard for me to accept, you know.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, but it's a, when it comes into your life, it's just meant to be there. And I think that we're meant to share those things. And yeah, it's a special thing. I think everybody has the ability to do it, and it'll present itself when you're ready. But for sure, like for me, it was really important to bring that aspect into my business coaching. But just from my own experiences and what I've learned, I found that I was not like energetically aligned with the offer that I was originally putting out there. And so unknowingly, I was self sabotaging everything. I'd have all these amazing like leads. And then as soon as they were interested, I was resisting. And I didn't realize that I had to really examine and slow down and what's going on because I wasn't closing on the sale. And so that's what I love to bring into my programs. I like to make sure that my clients are energetically connected to the offer that they're putting out there. And we work on manifesting and, all those things. But yeah, I just am really huge in, you know, the mindset, the energy work. I just think all encompassing programs so that I'm setting you off for your best success. So that's how I bring it into my business coaching at this time.
cool. Discovering your intuition and your intuition. I mean, we all know we are, especially those of us who are now like what you said, awakened. We know of our intuition and we recognize it through our lifetime, like all the different points, like, okay, of course, that's what that was all that time listening. And I help my clients discover, how to listen to it and how to act on it, and not to second guess yourself and all these things, just to on the logical level, right? But there's the much deeper spiritual, like, awakening part of it. And for you, what you said is it just happened. And it's same for me. I mean, it's something that when it started happening, and you can tell me if the same thing happened to you. When it started happening to me, I was working, I'm a Reiki master. And at the time I was doing Reiki, attune or healings with clients. And I would start getting all these images, and it's like, wow. So I started saying something, I'm seeing this and that. And they're like, oh my God, that's this. How did you know? And I don't know. So that's just how it started. And then I started wrapping it into, I said, I have to do this every time. I can't just ignore all this stuff coming to me. So it just showed up. And then when I embraced it, I started getting referrals left and right. So that alignment you're talking about.
Awesome. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
And is exactly how it goes. And also, as soon as I leaned into it and said, okay, I'm just going to trust this, even if the stuff coming to me doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. By the way, it never does. It's just whatever. It seems random, but it's not. I said, this has always been here. It's always been here. From my journey, I had a long history of alcoholism. So after much more digging, it's like, okay, I know that I was covering a lot of my abilities up with alcohol, because I remember many, many years ago, like freaking my friends out, saying stuff to like, how do you know this stuff? And I'm like, give me stuff like that. And it's really interesting. And just to get off topic a little bit, maybe, I don't know, for you, was there anything like that? Was it something like when it clicked, later on in life that, you're clairvoyant and clairsentient, et cetera, when you had that recognition that, this has been here my whole life, of course, was there any kind of, if you don't mind me asking, any kind of substance abuse or any kind of, how did you cope or uncope or cover it up when you were afraid of it, I guess is what I want to ask.
So for me, it was really interesting because it just like happened overnight. Like I literally went out of town with some friends, went to a tarot reading. It was really interesting, right? I just was fascinated by it. I loved it. The lady said, this isn't me predicting the future. This is your higher self talking to you.
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's really interesting. I loved how she explained that. And so when I went home, I bought a tarot deck, and I literally just started like getting familiar with the tarot deck and was just enjoying the artwork and things like that. And I made it through the major arcana, and that was it. And that night, in the middle of the night, I literally woke up in the middle of the night, and there was a wind came through the window and kind of hit the window. And I looked over there, and there was like a pentacle on the window. And I was like, what the heck? That's a minor arcana, but I hadn't looked at the minor arcana yet. And so I was like, okay, so what? I was like, I know there's pentacles in there. What pentacle card? And I just said that in my mind, and the number 5 flashed in my mind. And so then it was crazy because I looked up. At this point, I'm like scared in the middle of the night. It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not getting out of bed to go look at my tarot book to see what that means. So I'm like Googling it at 3 a.m. And I was like, what the F? I was like, this card is a window with 5 pentacles on it. And I have not seen the freaking card before. I was like, that's amazing. So, but I was going through, like, I had just gone through some major accelerated growth in my life.
Yeah, pentacles are coins, baby, coins,
Yes,
so.
yeah. And but yeah, so it was just like, it just happened overnight. It was like waiting to be woken up. And looking back, like my childhood, I had epilepsy. And so I don't remember a lot of my childhood. I didn't get it till I was 13, but I later, another intuitive actually said to me that in her belief, people that have epilepsy, and this is just one of her beliefs, who knows if it's true or not, but she said she believes that's people who are very psychic, who are shutting that down out of fear. Like it's their brain's reaction to kind of, shut that down because they're afraid of it, kind of thing. It's
That's
really
really
interesting.
interesting thread to
Right.
pull. I got to tell you,
Right. It's interesting.
Have you
But
looked up any research on it? I mean, have you seen any?
there is what's called psychic seizures. And there's actual studies that have been done where people that during a seizure were able to predict what was going to happen. I don't know what that's about. I have, it's just very interesting. I'd like to dive more into that. But so yeah, my childhood, I just kind of had issues with communicating with people and things like that. And so it's really amazing that I get to help people the way that I help people now from where I've been in my background. But so I don't have anything like really well, I guess that is something to overcome, really. Like your alcoholism,
Mhm.
it's just a journey that you go on. And I think that the accelerated growth and that like amazing growth and turn in your life is what really causes you to awaken these gifts sometimes. Think we're just all here to grow energetically. We're all connected. And that's the reason we're here, is to just grow and become the best version of ourselves. So,
Oh, yes, I agree. I agree. Gosh, I'm gonna have to do a whole intuitive series. I just have to. So
I love
I'm
that.
going to,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to ask you about, so there's moms that are going to be watching this and listening. So where would you recommend they find more support, or how would you coach a mom watching this to find more support in their day-to-day, their daily lives? Because a lot of moms, as you probably know, and a lot of moms that are watching are out of work since the pandemic. Women got hit a lot more in the job market, a lot of more. There's 2.5 million more women out of work than men during this
Mhm.
pandemic. And many of them are moms because it was a daycare situation. So what would you, how would you, coach them to find more support in their lives?
So I think first and foremost that moms need to have more grace for themselves. It's something that there's a lot of pressure on moms in society and just in our own minds.
Mhm.
And just taking the time to have grace for yourself. Nobody is here to be a perfect mom. Please, for the love of God, stop comparing yourself to other moms. Like, you're amazing the way that you are. And those children were given to you as a gift. They are meant for you. They are connected to you, and everything you have is exactly what they need. So just taking the time to be present. And as far as those moms that have lost their jobs and things like that, um, that's really hard. But I think knowing, trusting that it's okay to ask for help, whether that be a family member, a friend, just when you're having those hard days, reaching out. And also, getting a coach like Gail or myself, like I am all about personal development and using this time to really think about who you are and what you want to be in this world, removing the external world completely and just going within and really finding what you love and who you are. Like, take this time and figure that out and invest in yourself. Like, get a coach who can take you where you want to go, not where the world wants you to go, but where you want to go. Like,
Mhm.
that is my thing. Like,
That's the alignment, that I
yes,
talk about it a lot. People ask me, if you had to describe your practice in one word, what would you say? And I say alignment. That's like I could pick a
I
million
love
words.
that. I love
That's
that.
the thing. So yeah, it's so important. And I almost want to say, to add on to what you're saying, or I'm going to say it, what you're saying, in this journey where, moms are finding themselves, in this space that they're in, if you want support, I have to say, don't look at Instagram too often, or just eliminate the app from your phone, because there's the comparison thing that goes on, and it really makes a huge impact on people's psyche, on women's psyche, especially women that I've been working with as well throughout this pandemic. It causes such an extreme anxiety, because it looks like all these other women are having these like amazing lives, and et cetera. It's not true. It's a curated version of their life. So even if you know that, you still get sucked in. So just throw take the Instagram off your phone.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, they're just showing you what they want you to see. They're
yeah.
not showing that they have struggles just like you. And I love
Except
that.
for me. I mean, I put it all out there. I have pictures of me in my underwear, but before and after,
Yeah.
losing weight,
Yeah.
personally, that's just my thing. I'm real. I don't, because it's like, we need more of that. This isn't, Anyway, so here's the other thing. There's something that I briefly learned looking through your website and just trying to get to know you a little bit more, your persona online, as we're talking about online personas. I'm curious about what your Tree of Dreams method is, and would you share some of what that is with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually think that was just given to me as a gift, like intuitively,
Mhm.
because it really it's not really for my business clients per se. It is for like moms and the everyday person who wants to start setting goals in their life. I was always someone that didn't set goals when I was younger. I just didn't. It didn't fit into, where I was at in my life and things like that. And so I created this Tree of Dreams method as a really mindful way to not just set your goals, but set your dreams. For me, I don't like the idea of setting goals because we are unknowingly limiting ourselves when we're setting a goal. Because all these other goal methods out there are telling you to make it attainable, right? But then what that does is it's limiting us essentially. So if you dream big, my goal system, my dream system, it's not going to keep you at this level where you're like, I know I can reach this. If you go this much higher and dream big, you're going to pass this default path that you were going to hit if you just stopped there. You're going to pass it. You may not reach that top of the dream in the time that you put it, on the time frame, but you're going to go further than you would. And it's super visual because I'm a visual person. So it's literally a tree and they get a video and I explain how to do it. And the top of the tree is what you want that dream to look like. And it gets them to visualize it because we both know that that's like important when setting your dreams and goals for manifesting and all sorts of things. And the roots of the tree are, it gets you to become more self-aware of what you're doing right now. So the roots are, what are you doing right now that's not going to allow you to climb that tree? So the whole thing is like a metaphor.
Mhm.
It's a sun for tapping into your power source. So every time you hit an obstacle, you can tap into your power source, reset, and get back on track.
Mhm.
Um, it's reverse engineering from the top and high level, and then breaking down into details.
I love
Um,
how you said it was a gift. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah,
no, no, that's
the it's so important too. I just want to touch on that really quickly. Christina said this tree of dreams, sorry, was a gift to her. And yeah, receiving those is at the time, you might not get that that's what it is. But as you start poking at it, is if it's one of those things like if you're okay, so if you're watching this video and you you have maybe this is going to awaken something in you, I don't know, but you can probably relate to this. Has probably happened to you at least once or twice or maybe a million times in your life. You start, especially if you're a creative person, you start writing an idea, right? And then suddenly you can't stop writing. You get all these different ideas forming around it. And then you have to like break out the clay and start molding it. I don't know. But for me, it happens with building, and the way you're describing it too, a tree of dreams, is it, I get inspired, like these inspirational downloads of these just like, these like a program or an event or a person that I have to reach out to and all of these things. So anybody that's watching this, if you have this instant, like almost out of nowhere, idea, thought that's inspiring you and like you're getting goosebumps or wow, what if you like feel lighter, get into action, write it down. You don't want to forget it because it will fly away. Start building around it because I would guess that your tree of dreams, it started out very simple and then it kind of went
100%.
this, right? And then suddenly here's this
Yeah.
beautiful
Yes.
gift.
Yeah. It was just something really simple. And it became like, it just clicked in my mind. I was like, this is a metaphor for people that have struggled with goals all their life, to be really mindful and aware of who they are so they can anticipate every single obstacle they're going to get along the way,
Mm.
and yeah, it's the metaphor just makes it easy for them to understand and an easy process, and it's fun because it's
Yeah.
visual
Yeah.
and it's a picture of a tree and the sun and the obstacles, the clouds, and all that kind of stuff. So
I love that. I love that. So people are definitely going to want to contact you after watching this. What's the best place for them to do that?
They can go straight to my website and they can book a call with me, whether that's just a getting to know more or a collaboration call. So just www.bbenrichment.com.
Perfect. Yeah, I will put the link on the screen so people will see it when they're watching. And also below the video on YouTube and everywhere you see this posted, look at the comments, click on the links, follow them, like, share all of that. We do have a few minutes left, and I want to ask you, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to tell people that we have this world that we're living in that is all about this 9 to 5 schedule, and we hate it, but we just accept it. And I just want to tell you that you don't have to. And not just for my coaches out there, but even for those ladies who are looking to just make a drastic change in their life. Because for me, I fought the 9 to 5 schedule like all my life. All my life. Like, we're not meant to live that way. It truly is a form of prison. And so that's why freedom is so big to me. I have a group coaching class coming up, Fly to Freedom methodology. It's Fly to Freedom group coaching. And in there, I'm going to not just work with you intuitively one-on-one, even though it's group coaching. I love the hybrid model. I love to do the one-on-one as well. But yeah, the Fly to Freedom methodology, we're going to go through your energy. I'm going to teach you how to build this business that allows you the freedom you want, not just a business where you're going to be, prisoner to a business instead of a prisoner to a 9 to 5. I want you to have a business where you're running the business isn't running you, and it's literally like your dream lifestyle that in your mind you're thinking isn't even possible right now. So yeah, it's a 3-month group coaching, and I'm really excited because I've built it off of the mistakes that I made in my business. So
I do.
yeah, so just giving people that leap that I didn't have, and putting that focus on impact, profit, and freedom.
So definitely go to Kristina's website and check that out and sign up. I have to say it's a perfect segue because I also, have a business coaching program in my coaching programs, minus 4 months, 16 weeks. But it's really important that what you said about working for the 9 to 5 being a prison, and then being careful that you don't create a business just to have a business, because then it becomes another prison. You can create your own fluidity, of a schedule within that. And I'm living proof because I'm a full-time mom. I have a toddler in my arms most of the time, and I work around that. I have help from my husband right now, no nanny or anything at the moment, but so I'm able to still coach and do all of my this somehow miraculously. No, I have a wonderful husband. And but my schedule does not look anything like 9 to 5. It looks like I'm squeezing in stuff all over the place, but I'm very, very dedicated to my work. I love my work. I'm very focused. So when I have the time, I know that this is the time I'm working. I'm doing it right now, and I'm not to be bothered. The baby is sleeping. Don't talk to me. Whatever the thing is. So yeah, in my program, it's very similar, that built on my mistakes. And the biggest one for me was not asking for what I wanted, because I have hired coaches in the past where I hired them off of the vibe I got, which was great. And they were great coaches, but halfway through the program, I would realize, and it happened more than once, until you learn, right?
Me too.
I get halfway through the program and I realize, this is a really great coach, and they have a lot of impact and a lot of heart and all these things, but this is not what I thought I was signing up for. What I really wanted was someone to say, okay, this is how you form your business. Here's the structure you need. Here's what you should plan on. Here's what you should prepare, not, and the stuff I was learning. It was just kind of like, it felt flat for me. So the program I have created that I'm running is more of that, but it's, including the intuitive, background, and everyone that I coach gets a spirit reading, because I communicate with their ancestor spirit guides. So it's a really interesting
Love that.
thing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the way I'm setting it up is that, look, you come to me for the, the spirit guide and the intuitive counsel, right? You also get the no nonsense coaching, and you also get like this whole framework of building a business. And it's also no nonsense, here's what it costs to do this, or here's what it takes to do it for free, setting up email marketing attorneys, or, you get to talk to an attorney about trademarking your stuff. You get to talk to a web designer. You get to, I take you all the way through to launch. Like, you're going to know what's going on and you know what to anticipate. So it was like, when I got through programs in the past with coaches, I said, that's not what I wanted. Why didn't I ask these questions ahead of time? I spent thousands, and I'm not going to tell you how many thousands of dollars I spent. Many 5-digit thousands of dollars.
Yeah. I think it's something that we do in the beginning because we're just looking for guidance, and I love that. So I really love that you combine the intuitive with the business like I do, because I just think it's so important. I really do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't do that. I did not combine my intuitive, and I was still learning those things. And the mistakes that I made were because I wasn't embracing that side, because I'm very logical, and I come from like a project management background in construction. And so I'm all about strategy. So my mind kept going to, well, I'm a business coach, I have to focus on strategy. And literally everything that slowed me down was because I wasn't focusing on the energy like I truly wanted to, because out of fear, right? So I love that you do that, because it just is, speaking of alignment, like I just think that I love that you invited me to this, because I just love hearing about what you're doing. And really
I mean, I'm inspired by this talk just to, okay, my next series, I've got to do an intuitive series.
Yes,
for
yes,
sure.
yes, that'd be awesome. Yeah, but the 9 to 5, I just think that we're limiting ourselves, like, and I know not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. But
no, it's not all, fun and games.
No. But I think it's just that ability to be creative and imaginative and be able to give ideas and feel like you're heard is hard to find in the corporate world. And not saying it's not out there, because it 100% is. There are places that are amazing to work for and they just get it. But yeah, if you're someone that has like struggled with the 9 to 5, like 100% you should reach out to Gail or I and like just explore it, like see where it leads you, or another coach, but invest in yourself,
Thank you for saying that, because not only saying reach out to you, reach out to me, but to reach out to a coach that you jive with, that you feel like, hey, this person's doing the thing that I want to do. I feel aligned to what they're doing, and that, the way they're presenting themselves, the offers that they have, what they're saying that they can do for me or whatever, and the 9 to 5 thing too, just, I've had clients who come to me because they want to leave their job, and it turns out they just needed a different position in that same company. They love the company. They just found a different position, and they had to just kind of open up and have the right conversations with the right people, move to a different branch, whatever. I've also had people leave and go to completely different jobs on a new level, like way beyond their leadership skills that they ever thought they would ever land, because they were like, no, I'm kept in this box over here. It's like, no, open the box. So, and just create all new lives for themselves, still staying within the 9 to 5 in a regular, a job, but just finding the job that's more aligned. So it's like all of that happens in our programs. I'm sure it happens in yours too.
Yes.
Anyway, it's been a complete blessing speaking to you. Thank you for doing this, Kristina. I look forward to all the wonderful feedback that we're inevitably going to see, and I will see you on the interweb. Until next time.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You too.